CSG Virtual Drone Workshop live chats. I want you all to know that this is being recorded so that folks who can't see it right now will be able to see the recording online in a couple of days. Make sure that you keep your mic muted unless you're asking a question or answering, so speaker's not interrupted. And check the chat for, keep on checking the chat for any questions or surveys that we may put in there. In some of the past talks, we've talked about the limitations of both fixed wing craft and of rotorcraft for the types of surveys we're interested in doing. And we've talked about how vertical takeoff and landing craft that transitions to takes off vertically in a small area and transitions to forwards flight would be, sort of the ideal thing that we'd be looking to use. And our speaker this evening or this morning for some of you is Keeyen of Indonesia, and he has been working on exactly that. He's been a radio controlled aircraft enthusiast for the past 30 years and started exploring low-cost UAV in 2012. And he successfully has built working craft and as well as a working flying wing in 2014. He's a team member of Conservation Drones, and his work is currently focused on how to make low-cost UAV more accessible to researchers. With that, I'd like to welcome Keeyen, and you can go ahead and start sharing your screen. We're really looking forward to your presentation.
Yeah, okay. I share my screen.
Okay, we do see everything, and we see a pointer.
The pointer is okay? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So can I start now?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay. So the first and foremost, I would like to thank Ronnie and Walter for giving me the opportunity to share here, and also thank for the introduction. And my name is Ken Pang from Conservation Drones. Conservation Drones actually is found by Lamping and Search back in 2012. And the mission for Conservation Drones actually is to share the knowledge of the low-cost drones. And I was one of the team members since then. In 2012, after I joined this Conservation Drones, I was build a drone based on the Skywalker and the APM flight controller to map oil palm area in my area. This oil palm area actually is about 300 hectares. And 2 years later, we built a drone which is capable to fly 100 kilometers. We, at that particular moment, consider break the record for the low-cost drone. But this drone actually is just a proof of concept. But we never put this drone into the really use because it is quite heavy and it's quite difficult to launch by hand, and it's not that particular in the field work. We also support under Conservation Drones. We support this WWF in Nepal, and in 2015 we fly there and we help them to repair some of their drone. This is the drone that they purchased from another vendor where it got some problem, and then we go there and do some training, and also to we supply the new drones for them for their GIS team. In the same year, we also supply another drone based in based on this FX79. This drone is built, of course, it's from my office, and we go to Australia to train the pilots. And this Jared, actually, I think he's a PhD student. He launched the mission in this Macquarie Islands. Macquarie Island is somewhere near this New Zealand, and between the New Zealand and Antarctica. It's considered a sub-Antarctica area. So the next years he published a paper by the title of a precision wildlife monitoring using unmanned aerial vehicle. So there's a link here. The conservation drones also quite popular in those social media and also some news coverage. So we have been featured in this National Geographic and also this Al Jazeera. Basically, we are introducing two type of fixed wing drones for most of the researcher that we are working with. And one is this is based on Skywalker. This drone can fly about 40 to 50 kilometers in about 1 hour. The smaller one, this is based on FX61. It's very popular for those newcomer, and it is very small and can fly about 20 something kilometers. Being the fixed wing drone, the most the most difficult part is the landing, and autopilot the firmware, they have tried many efforts to make the landing easier, including introducing the many landing specific parameter, and also take advantage of the new electronic speed controller which support reverse thrust. But those measure is quite difficult and quite difficult to set up. And at the end of the day, we still need a good pilot to land the drone properly, especially in the field. Conservation drones do provide training to those users, and the team do have went to this Congo, and here like this Lamping, he went to Belize for the training, but you can imagine the traveling cost involved is huge. Some researcher also opts to fly to my place for the training. Like here, this Dr. Dan from ETH University, Professor Robert from Missouri University, and this Kimberly from University of Hawaii. This lady is Vanessa. She's fly all the way from Seychelles. Seychelles is somewhere near Madagascar. It's very far away. So we take a lot of effort to do the training just because how to land the plane. That is, and the cost of traveling, you can imagine, is quite a large number. Whatever it is, how good you are, the drone sometimes end up like hit like this one. Now, actually, this is my drones, and I crash it. And the reason for crash actually is I just wrongly estimate the distance and also the capacity of the batteries. And the battery exhaust or die about 2 kilometers away from the home point. But luckily, I recovered it. But you know, the body all damaged. Now, obviously, we need VTOL drones. Conservation drones, we have been exploring this VTOL drone in a very early stage. But during that time, I think it's about 8 or 9 years ago, there's only two types of VTOL drone is available. Now, one is this is the multi-rotor, and another type is a traditional helicopter. For multi-rotor, actually, it is a very simple in design. It's a very less moving part. Actually, it's just the motor is moving, and it's relatively easy to fly. But it is less efficient, and most probably can fly about 5 to 10 minutes or maybe 20 minutes the most. And the flying speed is also very low. It's about maybe 6 to 10 meters per second. On the other hand, the traditional helicopter can carry more the weight and also fly faster. But the problem, this traditional helicopter is very complicated in the design and also the mechanical layout. They involve a lot of those moving parts. In the main plate and the tail plate, you need a very precise balancing. Otherwise, the vibration is severe. It's quite difficult to set up. And because this platform is less popular, so in autopilot firmware, the development actually is quite slow, and not many. Actually, it's only one developer is working on this version of firmware. The solution is the VTOL drone in a fixed wing or fixed wing VTOL. This is the combination of the efficiencies of the fixed wing and the ability to take off and land vertically. So actually, in 2016, as soon as this autopilot support the VTOL features in the 3.5.0 firmware, it was released on the January of 2016. The same year, the end of 2016, I actually built a prototype of VTOL drones. This drone actually is fully functional, but this is just a proof of concept where the firmware is working, and yeah, I know how to build one, but it is not practical at all because it is highly modified and it is very bulky and it's very difficult to transport. And the flight time actually is about maybe 20 to 30 minutes. The flight time is very less because this drone actually is not designed for this purpose, and because of we want to use the VTOL features, the battery is quite heavy, so the flight time is very limited. In 2016, we built another a drone based on this Nimbus with a tilt motor mechanism. The front motor can tilt up for hover and tilt forward for this conventional fixed wing flight. It looks quite promising, but after many flight missions, we found that the tilting mechanism is not that reliable. This is mainly due to the high frequency vibration caused by the propeller, and it wear out the tilting motor prematurely. If your tilt motor fail or malfunction, most probably it's a total loss of the drone. And I actually lost about, I think it's 3 the drones in a mission we fly in Indonesia for one of the palm oil plantation, but somehow we still managed to complete the project, but that cost us 3 drones, so that is not very reliable. So this is the current VTOL, and we think this is one of the best design in terms of simplicity and also the functionality. And in the early test result, the result is quite encouraging, and I share some of the main features of this VTOL. So of course, first and foremost, these drones can take off and land vertically. I share a video. And also it is fully automatic. Actually, we don't need any pilot intervention during the mission. We call it the 2 clicks mission. I share video again. So you just here, and then you click auto. So once you click auto, the plane will take off and do the rest. And this drone we consider as a long-range drone. It can fly about 70 kilometers and fly for about 70 minutes. Personally, I've tested for the 68 kilometers, and there's still 25% of battery reserve at the end of the flight. The radio control and telemetry signal range is about 8 kilometers. And of course, this will depends on the local radio frequency noise floor and also other factors like if there is any obstacle or those things. Anyway, most of the time we program the drone to fly continue to fly the mission with or without the radio connection. So even though the drone lost connection, it still continue to fly the mission and come back to the home location. Inside the compartment actually is quite large, as you can see here. The width of the compartment is more than 5 inch, and it can easily accommodate this like Sony RX100, the Sony A series camera. Those Mikasense, FLIR, and Parrot Sequoia actually quite small. The Mikasense Red Edge is just the size of this the Canon 100. So you have plenty of space to put whatever sensors you want. The maximum weight you can or the payload is about 500 grams. And the drone that we supply to the this router is individually custom built and also tuned for the best performance. And before we supply or before delivery, we fully test the drones. You can see here all the drone is modular in design, so those the component can be put into one small carry case. And you can see this is my stuff. It is quite small. You can carry it easily, and this carry case can fit nicely into the car. Here is my car. It is a Toyota double cab, so can fit in nicely inside the car. So the field work is quite simple. For this drone, you don't need any tools to assemble or disassemble the drones in the field. So if you want to fly the mission, you don't need to carry a lot of tools as those are conventional drones. Share a video here. This is how you install the drones in the field and prepare for the mission. Yes, notice there is no tools involved. It just simply is a plug and play. That is the connector for the wings, and to supply the power, the signal to this lifting motor and this servo. The tail just plugged in. So that's it. About 3 minutes plus, you should be able to assemble the drones in the field. The maintenance also very low. Actually, there is no maintenance required. The only moving part actually is just the process motor and the servo. And this item is non-serviceable. There is nothing you need to like put some oil or some lubricant. There's none. The only maintenance that you require maybe just to inspect or make sure all the wiring is connected or there's no losing part. And those control surface and controlling gadgets are secure. So that is the only maintenance, so-called maintenance that you require. And see the features looks very good, but how about the cost? So the cost is about 8,500. But if you compare to those commercial available the system, the cost may be reasonable because like this one Wintra, it costs about 20,000, and this LT Ascent is cost 35,000. Just not notice that this price actually just a starting price. There is some other option that is required to make the whole system work. So you add up all those items, the price must be much more than that. And on the other hand, if you want to do it yourself, it is possible also with those equipment that you can buy online, and you can build one. The cost we estimate is about 3 to 4,000 USD. But certainly this is not your first project to build a drone if you don't have any experience, because it is it's quite technical, and you need a lot of experience to build it right, especially for this VTOL. Personally, I think I spent a few months before I can figure out how this VTOL configuration and how this tuning work. It's quite difficult to tune also. So if you really want to do the DIY path, so this is the procedure or the step that you require or we recommend you should go through, and consider the time cost. And I'm quite sure this our conservation drones VTOL actually is a good option. So at the end of the presentation, I've share a video. This is will show the whole process from start to the end to fly a mission. So it takes about 3 minutes to assemble the drones in the field. The background sound is my friend flying the radio controlled jet, turbine jet. And you can start from the radio control, or from this ground control station, or from the computer. So there is two options actually. So this you can start from here, from the ground control station.
Keeyen, I don't know if it is just myself, but I having problem hearing you. Your voice get really low.
Is it better now? Okay.
Yes, now it's better.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's too far away. So after takeoff, the drone will fly by itself, and yeah, it will fly according to the mission plan. This type of variance or the warning, not a concern. After the finish the waypoint or finish the mission, it will come back to the home position. This is the home. And it will automatically transition from the full flight to hover. The final part of the landing, it will be land slowly, quite slow. So if this drone is landing in the area that maybe is not that suitable, the pilot actually can move the.
We can't hear you
to other
again.
places.
Keeyen, we can't hear you again. I can't.
Hello, can you hear me?
I think it's a bandwidth problem. I
Okay.
think that when the video is showing, maybe his computer can't broadcast his audio as well. So maybe we can hold the explanation until the video is finished.
So this is the end of the presentation, and thank you.
Okay,
Keeyen,
thank you
how
very
far
much
does
again.
it fly before you start losing radio signal with your
Yeah,
monitor?
I was now it actually is okay right now.
Yeah, it's good.
Or
Okay, very well now.
yeah, maybe I don't have enough bandwidth to share the video and also the audio. Oh yeah, maybe anyway you have seen the video. Everything is okay.
Yeah. How far away does it fly before you start losing contact with your monitor?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway, we can discuss right now there whether if just now I'm not clear. The telemetry actually is listed at the maximum range is 8 km. I have yet to test the maximum range because I just fly nearby. But most probably according to many users with the same radio, it should be go up to 5 to 8 km, shouldn't have any problem. But anyway, the telemetry actually is not very critical because yeah, it's good to have a real-time telemetry. We know exactly where the drone is, what is those parameter, what is the wattage, everything. But then if you plan the mission not to push it to the limit, then it will fly the mission with or without the telemetry and come back to the home point. And once it within the range, it will automatically reconnect the telemetry. So it is not a really big concern about the radio range. But of course, the longer the range is better. As at least we are more comfortable seeing the plane doing well. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Keeyen, I have a question.
Yes.
It only use one battery, but also what kind of flight controller do you use? And the third one is the camera is linked to the flight controller in order to add the GPS position to every single picture.
Okay. Okay, for the first question, yes, it is for this drone we are using one battery, it's only one battery. You have the option to use two, which maybe is a better option. The vertical lift motor we use one battery, and for the forward motor we use another batteries. So it is actually the available. You can have a device to switching the battery also. But for the simplicity, because this is our first project, so we don't want to put a lot of those gadgets or those equipment inside the drone. So we just simply put one battery. But even one battery for this particular drone, I have tested for 68 kilometers. It shouldn't have any problem for the beginner. Flight controller, we are using this FixHawk 2. FixHawk 2. You can have a lot of options available commercially. For this drone, I'm using the CUAV FixHawk 2, CUAV one. So you can have other options also. But CUAV is one of the best flight controller out there. For the third question, yes, the current camera that the Sony camera is connected to the flight controller. The flight controller will trigger the camera via a small device called a Seagull Map 2. So you need another device to trigger the camera. And regarding the GPS location, this is we do it using the process called geotag within the flight within this mission planner. Within the mission planner, there is an apps where you can download the flight logs from the flight controller, and using the flight log to geotag the image. Basically it is using the timestamp from this image to geotag to geotag the from the flight controller flight log. Yeah. Am I clear for the geotag?
Yeah, but I did not understand exactly about the flight controller. Do you use Arduino Pilot? Use Pithawk? Which one is? Because I saw something on the picture saying V5, but I don't know what it is. Is it something that you have developed, or is a commercial out of the box controller for flight controller on the flying device?
Okay. Let me explain. This fixed hook is a hardware, is the flight controller. Autopilot is the software. It is the firmware. So it is a firmware. So the V5 that you are seeing is exactly the same the flight controller that I'm using, CUAV V5. This is the exact flight controller that I'm using. And this the fixed hook, the architecture actually is open source. So anyone with enough knowledge, you should able to build one by using the diagram, and also you can buy all those components. Theoretically, you can build one, but of course, if you don't want to do those hassle, so you just buy the commercial available one. And since this drone actually is also not that cheap, so we select the one of the best flight controller that we can purchase from the market. This is a CUAV, the V5 fixed hook. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ken, since you fly these things at a little bit further distance and they're up, do you do any kind of special weather check, or what's your weather parameters that you advise to fly in?
Yeah, normally we or when we do the UAV flight, we normally do a weather check, because weather it is a very important. Not because of whether the drone can handle it or not. Actually, in those days, when I fly the Skywalker, which is a very primitive drone, I fly in the full very heavy rainfall. Also no problem, it can fly. But the problem is, if the weather is not good, your image is not going to be good. You're not going to be able to use the image actually. So if the weather is not good, then it is definitely not advisable to fly. And also of course, here I'm in the tropical area, we seldom experience a very strong winds. But if your area, the wind is very strong, for this particular drone, the maximum wind speed allowable, I think, is about 15 meters per second. If the wind speed is more than that, you may not want consider to fly, or 15 to 20 meters per second. Because if the wind speed is severe, that will affect your range. Yeah, let's say the upwind, the plane will fly very, very slow. Downwind, it will fly very fast. The camera may not able to trigger on time. So that also become the image is not usable, or not desirable. So yeah, weather is important. You can you need to select a good weather or reasonable weather to fly the drones. Yeah.
What elevation are you normally flying at?
The basically we fly in the very low area, but I do have one experience. I fly over our highest mountain in Southeast Asia is Mount Kinabalu. Mount Kinabalu is 13455 feet above the sea level.
Meters.
Yes, I do fly over the area because I don't know whether you know, the few years back there is a very severe earthquake happen in that area, in that mountain, and some climber actually, yeah, have accident there. I think 16 people die for that incident, and I was tasked to fly the area. Initially, is to find is there any possible that they're using a drone to find the bodies, but I think it's about the fourth day I was there. They have recover all the bodies. We end up to map the area where it's a severe landslide. So it is possible to fly very, very high. My best experience is to fly. My drone is in the fly more than that altitude. So altitude is not a problem.
So, Keeyen, I'm not hearing very well, but you say the wind that you
Yes.
can support is 50 or 15 meter per second.
Yeah, 15 to 20. Yeah.
15.
Yeah, 15.
Okay, 15. Okay.
Yeah, 15. 15 to 20 meter per second.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Keeyen, I'm curious about, I'm very impressed by the platform you've created, but I would like to know what kind of control you have. You talked about programming the flight. Are you able to interrupt a flight in the middle of the program and the pilot is able to take control and deviate from the flight plan, then return to the flight plan?
Yes. Okay. The normally we fly the mission is all full auto. So we have a program. We make a flight plan and we upload to the flight controller, and the drone will fly according to the mission. But of course, you can interrupt or you can order or command the drone to most probably you command the drone to return to home to fly back to the home location with the radio control, and also from the this what I call the ground control station, which is the mission planner. So from the computer or from this radio controller, you can command this drone to fly back to your home location and take over the control with the radio controller. It is no problem as long as you have a connection.
Okay, and when it's in vertical hover mode, how much maneuverability do you have there? Are you able to fly it like a regular rotorcraft and inspect an area? Or
Yes, you can fly. You can do the full manual flight also, no problem. No problem. There's quite a number of mode that you can select from the radio controller. For that the model we have I have limit to 1, 2, 3, 4 modes on it. Actually, there's more than that, but you can select from the flight controller, no problem. From the mission planner. That means that you can, if you want, you can take over the control from the full auto mode to fly manually, whether in the VTOL mode or in this fixed wing mode. It is a transition. No problem. No problem to transition from one mode to another. No problem.
okay. Is it set up that you are either flying full forward mode or full VTOL mode? What I'm wondering is if, say, that you have not programmed a mission, you are just inspecting an area, say looking for crocodile nests or alligator nest, and you're just flying manually using your telemetry and seeing what the camera is seeing, and you see an area of interest while you're in full forward flight, are you able to go into hover mode and come down over that nest and look at it, inspect things?
Yes, perfectly no problem. You can do that. But for this, the drone I'm going to supply to Walter or to Ronnie, I don't have this mode put in because I don't think you need it. So if you want, I can put it because we have actually from the flight controller, we can have 6 mode available. If you want, I can put it to use, but then it's a little bit more complicated. But what your requirement? Let's say you want to take off vertically, fly to the area, and then you notice the area of interest. You want to hover in the area, or maybe you want to lower it to see more clearly. This is all perfectly no problem. This is all within the capability of the VTOL drones. This is actually is very normal.
Okay. If our participants have any questions, feel free to unmute yourselves and ask questions directly to Keeyen.
Keeyen, I had a question. Since it's 2-click flight, can you take off at point A and land at point B?
Yes, no problem. No problem.
That's a very big deal.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you continue.
Because it means potentially you wouldn't have to repeat the area you went out on. In other words, if you had to land in the same place, you'd go out and then you'd come back and you'd cover half the distance. Whereas if you can take off at point A and land at point B, that means that's quite a different deal. That means it's twice as much ground it can potentially cover, like a river, for example.
Yeah, it is perfectly no problem to take off in one area and you land it to another area, another point. Just to remind that the landing point must be reasonably big enough. I think let's say if you have say about 30 to 15 meter radius area, it should be sufficient. And actually, for all my testing, even during the 8-kilometer test, the GPS error is less than 5 meters. That means the takeoff point and the landing point is less than 5 meters when the drone come back. So I can expect if you have a big reasonable area, you should able to land it not on the exact spot that you point it, but at least somewhere around there. No problem at all. Yeah. And the algorithm to detect landing actually is nothing to do with the altitude and nothing to do with the position. So it's just the motion of the plane to detect the drone is landed, and it will shut down the motor. So the altitude is not an issue for the drones for landing. So it is perfectly okay, no problem.
Keeyen, how much does it weigh?
Weight is I think it's about 2 kilo plus.
2 kilo plus.
With the battery, maybe it's about 3 kilo plus.
Plus
Because the battery is about 1 kilo plus, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say that battery's pretty heavy. I would expect the whole thing to weigh a little bit more than 2 kilos because
I think the battery is heavier than the whole
Yeah.
system. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
the batteries is about 12 inches long and about 4 inches square, correct? That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big battery.
Yeah. No problem. It's perfect. Yeah.
So one reason I was asking that is I'm curious as to whether you can hand land or hand catch this. I'm thinking of if you were trying to fly it from a boat, for instance.
Or maybe cannot, because the VTOL the VTOL blade actually it is quite big, and if you want to hand catch it, I think it's not advisable. It's very dangerous. Yeah,
Okay.
because if you can fly fixed wing, if you don't need the VTOL mode, then you don't need the VTOL. But if you have VTOL, then it is possible that you can, or you mean you want to hand catch the drone while flying VTOL? Is it? Am I correct?
Or,
Yes.
or land
Or
on
landed on a boat.
Landed on the boat. Personally, I've tested. I only tested with Phantom. Phantom is okay, no problem. I tested. I do it. I've done that, so no problem. But this drone is quite big, and the rotor for this VTOL, I think it's about 16 inches. Uh, it is dangerous. It
Yeah.
is dangerous.
So that would probably void your warranty, huh?
uh, unless you have what I call a big boat, or you have a landing craft, or scout or whatever, then maybe you and with a reasonable piloting skill, you should able to land it on the platform. But definitely, I would not suggest you hand catch it, because it is a little bit heavy,
Heavy
and
and large.
the propeller is very big, and yeah, and it's very powerful. And if anything happen, it is a disaster.
Yeah.
And you said you've flown it through fairly heavy rainstorm before?
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
Because those most of those like the motor servo, it is it's almost waterproof. There's no problem. It's just the flight controller. If you contaminate with water, then there may be some short circuit happen. But this flight controller is inside the drone, so it's may not that easily to catch with the water. So the if let's say that you do a mission and somehow suddenly rain, don't worry. Also, most of the I have never lost a drone because of rain. Yeah, for
Wow.
all the years. Yeah, yeah.
And Keeyen had a question. I'm assuming that when you plan your flight, and you have terrain that where it goes up and down, that you can have it fly, say, 200 feet above the ground, and stay with the contour of the land, right?
Yeah, this is one of the features that the mission planner offer. You can select a terrain follow, and if you select these features, you first you have to download the when you do the what the planning, you need to download the data. Then this data will store in the flight controller, the EEPROM. Then it can follow the terrain. To follow terrain, this is a very mature features in autopilot. They have been there for 5 or 6 years already. No problem at all. Yeah. But normally the for area mapping, normally we wouldn't do that. We don't do the terrain follow for area mapping. But for research, maybe you have some specific reason you want to do that. Yeah, because for mapping, doing the terrain follow actually is quite difficult for the photogrammetry the program to stitch the image together. Yeah, and also sometimes because of the terrain follow features, the drone have to going up or down rapidly. That will cause vibration also. So that will affect the image quality. Yeah. So for this area mapping, most of the time, actually 100%, I use a fixed altitude.
So,
That terrain follow features is available. No problem. You just select the terrain follow features. Yeah.
yeah.
From kind of. Yeah.
And that is a passive terrain follow based on data rather than actual terrain information acquired in flight that would require LiDAR on the craft or something.
Oh
Right.
yeah, the terrain follow the features is based on the data download from this from the internet. I think from Google Earth. But of course, if you really want to go to yeah, it can install the LiDAR sensors. Actually, this Fixoc also support this LiDAR sensor. You can install the LiDAR sensor as a object avoidance features, and also the using that to detect any the limit, the altitude limit. That these features also available, but then these will consider as advanced features. And personally, I have not tested the LiDAR because the LiDAR sensor is quite expensive, and I don't have any experience. But that sensors and that features is available in this Fixhawk or in Autopilot.
Professor Mr. Keeyen, thank
Hi.
you very much for your presentation. I have a question.
Yes.
Do you have training programs all year round? Do you offer training programs?
Yes, so actually we do offer the training program yeah, all year rounds, but because of the current situation, I think the program this type of training is impossible. So what I'm thinking, I would do up the video, different video clips for different part of the topics for the training. And for this particular drones, I think you may not need to come up to my place for the training, because most of the time, or most of the time I spend for the training is to train the pilot to land the drone safely. That is the whole reason that they come for the training. Other training, like how to plan the mission, how to do the setup, all those things, it can be covered with simple video clips. And I have a video playlist upload in the YouTube. If you have interest, maybe you can just search, and or you can drop me an email. I send you the link. I have some video there already. So from there you actually most probably you can what I call acquire the needed information to plan a mission to fly the drones, this particular drones. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have any other questions? Okay. If not, I just want to say thank you, Keeyen. That was really informative. Really enjoyed that. And congratulations on what you've been able to create. Do any of our participants have any questions arising from this chat, this talk, the previous talks, or anything on the website?
I'm sorry, I'm going to send the drones early next week. So hopefully within 10 days or so, the Ronnie can receive it. Then you can start explore how to use it, and you can talk later, see how this drone is doing.
You think we'll get it in 10 days? That quick?
I sending through DHL.
Okay, okay.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I don't have actually, yeah, they actually can do that, yeah. But just right now, because we're still in the Chinese New Year, so that particular guy is still on holiday. He
Sure.
haven't back to his office. So once he's back in the office, I send the things to him. It's all packed already. Actually, before that, I also packed already. Just waiting. The other day, I just waiting for router to confirm the value. So now it's all confirmed. I can send it. Yeah, it's all ready to send already. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Where are you
Just
going?
weather here is terrible right now, so there's no hurry right now. But
I was just about to ask where you were going to be testing it, Lonnie.
Florida,
Okay,
down with you guys.
okay. We'll be here.
So I've seen Ronnie, you do have training in some of the flying field, those are radio control flying field, isn't it? Is that near to your place, the flying field that you have trained for your the pirate disco?
There is areas, but yeah, we're gonna go outside of New York City to test it.
Okay, okay, yeah. So it is good to if you tested in those areas where they fly radio control airplane, because that is a designated area and also very stable for the testing. No.
Yeah, there's a
But-
couple of locations that are close to the Atlantic Ocean that we can fly the shoreline
Oh.
without bothering people or being
It is
in
good.
harm's
Yeah.
way with it. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But my goal is to get it down to Florida to fly with Ray and Andrew down there and test in a few locations with alligators and crocodiles.
Okay. Sorry, my dog.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Keeyen. That's great. We're looking forward to getting it and testing it.
Yeah. So, also, thank you for your attention, and also all the sharing, all the questions, and it's really informative, and it really give me the opportunity to share a little bit of this what I call the conservation drones long range VTOL. VTOL. Okay. So with that, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And we will have this recording available on the website probably by next week, and we'll send you the link so you can
Okay.
review it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you
And
have
it'll also have Keeyen's contact information if anybody has any questions for Keeyen.
Okay.
yeah, so if you have any question or if anything you want to know, just let me know. Then I can share whatever I can. So it looks like somebody is connecting to the audio, whether he want to ask something or not.
Yes, he is. I think he's just getting on. Maybe he misjudged the time, but he just joined us, and I think we are about getting ready to wrap up.
Okay.
We were just saying, Martin, if you can hear me, we are just finishing. I don't know if you misjudged the time, but we have recorded the presentation, and it will be available on the CSG Drone Workshop website and on the YouTube channel. So you'll be able to see what you missed.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and if no one has any further questions, I want to thank you all for joining us for this 5th edition of the Virtual Drone Workshop. And we will be letting you know when the next one will be. And we're going to try to be a little better about getting out the announcements and broadcasting it more widely. We ran into a couple of problems this time. And I think we had a kind of small attendance because we didn't get the message out as much as we wanted to, but we'll be reconvening with another workshop and presentation for you, and we look forward to seeing you all there.
And Ray, you might want to share with the people going forward that this is available in a recording, and therefore they could watch it. The people that missed it.
Yes, we will do that. Also, it is available on the YouTube channel, but I don't know if it's been updated on the website that all of the links are available for the previous chats, but we'll make sure that gets done. Okay. Well,